That's a big reason why Ryan retired. Sony's Japanese leadership originally brought in all these Western executives to better connect with Western culture. But Jim Ryan backstabbed Shuhei Yoshida so badly that Yoshida ended up stepping down. Ryan then replaced him with Herman Hulst, who was instrumental in bringing projects like Concord into the fold. Interestingly, Ryan stepped down just before Concord's launch, and Sony ultimately lost more than $1 billion chasing live service games. Plus, they lost a lot of their best Japanese talent. Now Hulst is essentially sidelined. He's not officially out, but he's no longer making major decisions. Sony brought in Hiroki Totoki specifically to clean up the mess, leading to the cancellation of several upcoming live service games, though he kept Marathon and Horizon multiplayer alive. So these are probably promising. The new plan is pretty clear: clean up the mess, refocus, and give PlayStation fans a reason to stick around for PS5 and PS6. Because honestly, if people really want live service games, they'll just play on PC. Despite what some kids on YouTube say, like, I'm tired of these cinematic games, the rest of us PlayStation fans are here precisely for that. I mean, why else buy a PlayStation? We bought the PS4 specifically for experiences like Uncharted, God of War, Horizon, Spider-Man, Shadow of the Colossus, Watch Dogs, Jak and Daxter, The Last of Us, and Ghost of Tsushima. Sony finally remembered that's exactly what we want, and starting in 2025, that's exactly what we'll get. Actually, they started pivoting back as early as the end of 2023, and just like I predicted, the last 2 or 3 years of the PS5 generation will deliver the biggest bangers. The funniest thing is that people have such goldfish memory. We got the absolute best exclusives toward the end of the PS3 generation. The same thing happened in the final 2 years of the PS4 era. The pattern repeats itself with PS5 too. Every PlayStation generation starts out mocked and laughed at, yet by the end of each cycle, scientists and experts are scratching their heads, debating, how did Sony manage to create these masterpieces on outdated hardware that even surpass the graphical fidelity of high-end PC rigs? I'll gladly hand $5,000 to anyone who can disprove what I just said. And that brings me to the funny and kinda hypocritical part of all this. You always hear certain PC gamers saying, I'm tired of these cinematic games, as if that's all PlayStation is good for. Yet, what's actually happening behind the scenes? Well, the reality is, almost every year, some of the most anticipated PC releases are PlayStation games ported to PC. Games they end up getting 2 years late, and that's if they're lucky. Take The Last of Us and Spider-Man 2 as recent examples. Games that launched to universal acclaim and near-perfect performance on PlayStation, but turned into disastrous messes when ported to PC. Even on systems supposedly 3 times more powerful than a base PS5, these PC versions ran like absolute garbage, filled with performance issues and bugs. Now, before anyone dismisses this as pure fanboy talk, let me just remind you, I'm not just pulling random assumptions here.